matchup of week number 4 in India. We have Marcus, currently undefeated. They're up 2-0 in this group against Revenant, who can still make a comeback now that Troopers lost. Revenant can also still make first place. They just have to beat Marcus, win their last match as well, and they have a high chance of being first place. So it's going to be a very important matchup for both teams. Marcus, again, they can make it to 3-0 and be the highest contender for the first seed, which means instant qualification for the offline tournament. They're going to start with the Urshifu first pick. Big surprise over there. And again, we see that Eldegoss priority. What is the... People just love that Eldegoss. It is wild how much Eldegoss is getting prioritized. And yeah, we have that again with Ace Snorlax together. So Revenant picking up some frontline, some support. Very early on. What is Marcus going to pick? What are they going to decide to go into? A Gardevoir? Very early Gardevoir, but I do like it. And a Slowbro. I do think Gardevoir has a lot of potential to be a good Pokemon. And it's getting locked in quite early. What is Revenant going to respond with? We still have Pokemon like Delphox open, Mew's obviously open. There we picking up the Mew. And maybe an Absol? Revenant going into that Absol. That could be difficult for the side of Gardevoir. And apparently do we see another Dragapult? Are they doing it again? Clefable getting locked in for Kyurem. And Omarium is looking for that Glaceon locks in the Ice Pokemon. Clefable becoming so popular over here in Asia too now. And Venusaur is our last pick. Interesting, so I think Venusaur is going to be probably the jungle. I mean, he can lane as well. So Venusaur, Mew, Absol is going to be the damage for the Revenant. For Marcus, we have Urshifu, Gardevoir, and Glaceon as the damage. Looking like some very... I mean, 2 attackers on both sides. 2 attackers on both sides. 1 defender, 1 support. All-rounder speedster. Got everything pretty much in the mix. Heading into the first match. And yeah, we didn't see Blissey being picked. So they decided to go for the Clefable over the Blissey. Revenant decided to go for Eldegoss over Blissey. Quite interesting. We have Snorri heading over to the jungle, which means the Rice is going to start bot lane. Again, you do this so you get Urshifu past level 5. And then afterwards, you can start putting Urshifu into a lane. But you really want it to be level 5, and then you can put one of your attackers into the jungle position. Same for Absol. Also wants to get to either Pursuit or Night Slash very fast, depending on what he wants to go for. I do think I like Night Slash still more as well, but Pursuit is also not too bad of an ability. He's up against a Gravity Clefable, most likely though. I assume we're gonna go Gravity because of the Absol. But it's really the only Pokemon that has any dashes on the side of Revenant. Of course they have the Mew as well, but Mew should never be in range of a Gravity anyways. Nice last seal here by the Gossifleur. Getting away with it, almost level 4 already now. Blizzard with that Rapid Fire Scarf. Bulbasaur is going to have very good early game as well against this Eevee. Who's also going to stay top lane. So Marcus have 2 attackers that are quite weak early game in both lanes. The worst Eevee and also the Rides. So quite difficult for them early on. But Meruem now hitting level 4 already. Is it going to be Icy Wind or Icy Spear? I think that has to be Icy Wind, right? Yeah. I saw him dashing there on the minimap. Night Slash goes in, so we have a Night Slash for Absol. Next question is it going to be Psycho Cut or Sucker Punch? Absol just can pretty much go almost any build. The only one I don't like is Pursuit and Psycho Cut, but every other build does work quite well. Always a guess on what he is going to go for. They're going to push top lane. Big Close being charged up, and they're just going to zone. He's going to try and score 24 points, but Eldegoss and Bulbasaur are going to be very aggressive right here, trying to stop it from happening, and they succeeded. They push Urshifu back, and they might just get a KO right here as well. Those 2 auto-attack Pokemon. Doing so much, and Snorri's also in a big problem right now. Has the eject button away. And he's gonna dash, but Eldegoss is there on the chase. With the big blow's gonna get charged. Can they get away? No, the point puff is there and it's gonna get the KO onto the Urshifu. They just try too hard to dive in the 3v2, and they get punished for 24 points, going for the Snorlax on bot as well. Crowley's gonna keep stacking his special specs, and now we also have Absol top side. They're gonna take down the Clefable, and they're gonna score so many points for here. 30, 16, and 5 go in for the side of Revenant. Great early game on the top side. Absol taking the double KO. Wow. So Revenant, great early game. They're here too. They really want this win. Again, they can still get. They know they can still get first place now. And it's a Psycho Cut. I do like Psycho Cut as well. Totally works. A lot of damage right here. And Snowy's gonna fall again, most likely. The Psycho Cut lands on 1 auto attack, but Absol's gonna get traded. The Heavy Slam is gonna land on 2. What are they gonna do right here? Electro Ball is being used by Mew, but Eldegoss is gonna fall off Team Revenant. Now it's stuck in a 2v2 situation. Heavy Slam lands on 3, and it's gonna finish off the Slowbro. Crowley's also still around. He has another Electro Ball, but the Moonlight is keeping Glaceon quite healthy. The coaching is there. The boost auto attack is gonna land onto Glaceon. And Revenant with a, I mean, it was kind of like a 2-for-2 or 3-for-2. Still kind of coming ahead out of this fight. Thanks to the Mew and Snorlax. Cleaning up in the end. But yeah, close team fight. Snowy's going to pick up the Cytaria, almost level 9 now. Might head towards bottom path to join his team for this Reggie fight. And the Moonlight is going to try to keep Marcus very healthy. So Reggie's gonna spawn, and then Snowy, he's gonna hit level 9. He's gonna run towards bot faster. But we already have level 9 for Absol, and he's gonna start going for it. Absol with Psycho Cut is very good at doing objectives, but he's gonna get scared right now. He's dropping super low. Where's his team? He's gonna go for the just raw unite move without a Psycho Cut, and he's getting pushed away by the Reggie Rock. He's gonna get taken down. Snowy's here now. He knocks up 2 with the big blow. He's gonna finish off the Aedigos. He's gonna keep on going, but I think went over to the right side because he used it to get KOs, which I think is fine. Mew was able to pick up this Reggie at least for the side of Revenant. Marcus on the chase now. Another big blow is being charged. Lands onto Ivysaur, who has the Giga Drain, who's still staying alive right over the Penitence. He actually gets a KO himself, but he gets finished off by the Yoshifu and the Sky damage. Block is here now. Absol is back. He's gonna look for these KOs. He's eject buttons onto Glaceon. He's gonna get it by Heavy Slam. Knocks up Yoshifu. He's gonna fall to the Solar Beam and the auto attack of Aedigos. And now Revenant turning this fight around for a second time. They're gonna score 30 points onto their Mew, who's now level 9 already. And they kinda get away still with a team fight win in the end. They also picked up the Reggie, which means global experience for the side of Revenant. Oh my. Where's Rex going? He's just... Okay, he's going on an adventure. Takes away the Bite-Toy. I don't know if he is stacking things on, so maybe he just wants to look for some more stacks. And obviously his Snorlax can't really do much about the Slowbro being right here. And Revenant is going to pick up another Regieleki as well. 150 points to 77 now. They're going to maybe push in. They have Mew Unite, they have Venusaur Unite, but it's always still quite difficult. They're running into a Glaceon as well, who's going to use Unite move there. Venusaur's going to throw it apart. Regieleki's already almost at 1 HP and it already is gone. Where did Regieleki's HP go? It's so weak. It is so weak of an objective. It just dies. And Revenant's push is stopped right here. Going for some mid-Atarias though, and they're moving back towards spot. They have to start defending their golds right now. Marcus is looking for this push on top. The Icy Wind is being charged. Heavy Slam lands on 2. The block is going to also land on Glaceon, but the full heat is going to get him out of it. Snorlax is forced to use Unite move right here. He's going to knock up some characters right here. Urshifu and Clefable. And Absol is going to finish off the Urshifu. Slowbro Unite goes on to the Absol. Can they finish off the Absol? No, they can't. Aedigos is keeping it alive. And that's a 1-for-0. Urshifu going down. They did have to trade the Snorlax Unite for it, but I think that's totally fine. Now Revenant is looking for this top push maybe, but we have Reggie spawning on bot again. So both teams might just head towards it. You see Absol running from top to bot. We have Venusaur already leading there to Mew recalling. Running towards bot Unite. And yeah, there we go. Marcus not really, I mean, they're kind of there as well. Slowbro is defending top. Snorlax also wants to score right there, so but he only has 10 points. Regice is going to go over to the side. He does it with a small big blow tap. What? He walks in with a small big blow tap. That wasn't even the max charged one. And he takes it away. I've not seen this one before. They're going to start pushing this girl right now. Now he's fully charging up the big blow. That should never happen. Huge mistake by Revenant there to allow this to happen. Fly's going to go in for Clefable. Urshifu Ignite's going to finish off Aedigos, and Marcus is going to look for this push right here now. And Revenant has to be careful not to all go down right here. Gardevoir Unite is going to land on literally nothing because Mew does use Unite to counter it. He's invincible right now. Snorlax is going to fall. Psycho Card lands on 2, but Absol can't go into this. There's a Venus Unite hitting 4, but he just dies. He goes down. Big Blow's also going to finish off Absol and Revenant now with a huge throw in this game. They were so far ahead, and now they kind of threw it all away. They lose the Reggie, they lose the goal, they lose a lot of members as well on the side of Revenant. And Marcus now heading towards top path. They can pick up so much experience here too. Maybe start doing this Regieleki. The Gravity doing some work as well on the Absol. And Marcus coming back into this match now actually with a level 13 Urshifu, level 12 Glaceon being ahead in experience. Venusaur's running in again. They're looking for this block right here. Gravity is there, but Clefable can't live it. Slowbro Unite is going to finish off the Absol at least. And Slowbro is so strong right now. The Regieleki is there as well, helping out the time of Marcus. Slowbro, Snorlax is very, very deep. He gets taken down. That's 2 KOs for self Marcus. And they're going to look for this girl right here. Skiles is going to keep zoning when the Icy Winds are flying through. And Revenant, though, has the Venusaur. And he's very aggressive right now. He has the Rapid Fire Scarf activated. And he just smacks Slowbro back to base. Can they look for this push? 50 seconds for Rayquaza's left. They're going to start charging up the big blow, looking for Aedigos. He's going to hit it. And Regieleki does go in. They're going to score 50 points. Make it a tie right now. It's 210 to 210 in points for both teams. If the game would end right now, Revenant will still win because the team that gets to the tie, or like that has the highest points first, is going to win. But of course, we're probably going to see some more points being scored. Would always be funny to see a tie happening, though. Would be quite entertaining. But now Urshifu on level 14. He's going to head to this bottom objective. And it's a Registeel. Oh my god, a Registeel with a level 14 Urshifu. A level 13 Gardevoir. That is so much damage. Venusaur still looking for level 13 once that Penitence Plus. But Marcus in control, I would say now. Revenant's going to finish off this first goal. That Registeel is going to be huge. It's gonna do so much damage. From an Icy Wind Glaceon, a Gardevoir, a Urshifu, even Skype does crazy damage with the Registeel. So they're gonna start going in. Mew landing a Solar Beam, and Absol's already down. Urshifu, Unite with the Absol. It's getting taken down. Blizzard is trying to run in on the Venusaur. Buddy Bear of Snorlax is trying to keep it alive, but it doesn't. It gets stuck in the Gardevoir Unite. Gets taken down. The Psychic is too much special defense reduction as well. And he just gets blown into pieces. 2 are down for Revenant. This is Marco's team fight to win. But Gardevoir stuck in a bad position. Eldegoss is trying its best to somewhat defend this. So Big Blow's getting charged up for this Rayquaza. And they get it. Marcos. Take that Rayquaza off of the Urshifu. That Registeel is doing so much damage. And Revenant has no chance with their late game Absol. He just gets punched. That Slowbro and Urshifu is just so difficult to deal with. Slowbro can unite someone. Urshifu can unite move someone. It is so difficult. Gardevoir's also going to score another 50, 100. And Marcus is going to take game 1. After Revenant kind of throwing it away, but Marcus has very good late game too. Should not underestimate the Psychic together with the Glaceon Icy Wind damage as well. And Marcus is going to take game number 1. Heading into draft number 2. Ban phase. We have Urshifu and Scyther banned, so both of those OP broken Pokemon out of this match. Leaves Dodrio open, Blissey, Mew. And of course Eldegoss, guys. Don't forget about the Eldegoss. Don't forget about Eldegoss being open as well. What is Marcus going to pick? So Revenant does pick up the Dodrio first. Want to go into that. Mime is also still there. We could see a Blissey Mime. I mean, if this was Europe, we would see a Blissey Mime. But instead Marcus, I like that Marcus doesn't prioritize the Eldegoss this much. They know that Blissey is a good Pokemon. And higher priority than Eldegoss, and they go for it. So Blissey is Snorlax. Revenant is thinking about a Lucario right here. I think Power Punch Lucario still has a lot of potential. Looking at head items, though, it could be Power. No, it could be Power Punch. Does have the X attack. And Swifty is going to lock in that Slowbro maybe, or Mamoswine instead. Mamoswine is being played. Marcus needs some good damage right here. Needs some All-Rounder maybe. Still a lot of options there. Of course, the Tyranitar with the Blissey is an option they could go for. Tyranitar's always weird though. Always feels 50-50. But they lock in the Tyranitar. Maybe some range damage as well. The Dragapult for Meruem. Okay. Going for the Dragapult. Yeah, I mean, he has a Blissey, right? Again, I've said over and over again, Blissey and Dragapult does work quite well together. A lot of synergy between Safeguard, Helping Hand, and the Dragapult. But he also has a Tyranitar that Blissey wants to protect, right? So... Oh, Revenant just going for a double defender lineup. No supports being taken. They pick the Slowbro to counter the Dragapult as well. And they lock in last pick a Delphox. So going with a supportless team comp, and I think it works totally fine. They have a lot of self-sustain. And Marcus might go for a Gardevoir a second time here. Are they going to go for the Gardevoir? It looks like they do. Alright, Marcus believing in the Gardevoir as well. Okay, so I actually kind of like it. Not going for support right here. Just going for another lockdown. And then some heavy damage. I mean, Delphox doesn't have sustain, so he has to be careful. But Lucario, Dodrio are pretty good on their own. So for Slowbro and Mamoswine as well. Gonna be very explosive team fighting, I feel like. Team fights are gonna end very, very fast. Rapid Fire Scarf, Scope, and Master on Dragapult. Double Glasses Focus Band on the Gardevoir. Attack Weight Weakness Policy Focus Band on Tyranitar. Interesting. Can Marcus make this a 2-0 and be first in India? If they win, actually they're still second in India now, but they still have next week. And if they also win next week, they're gonna be first place. So, can Marcus be undefeated and continue the undefeated streak in the India-Asia Champions League? We're going to find out. They have a Larvitar, Shenzi going towards top. They had a Dreepy taking the mid-jungle. We have a Ride Snorlax on bot path up against a Fennekin and a Slowpoke. Lucario and Swinoop going for this jungle share right here. And looks like Lucario might look for an invade even. Oh no, he just goes towards the right side. No, he goes just aggressively out of vision. Walks up here. He's going to look for this last hit. And does he get it? I'm actually not quite sure. I don't think he did. He's going to score 8 points for his side, and he's going to start maybe stacking. That bunny's already dead, so Larvitar already claimed a lot of experience right here, level 4. He's going to go for this bunny. He has to be careful though. They're up against a Swinoop, and they don't respect it whatsoever. They're going to get auto-attack. They're going to get stunned again by the boost auto-attack of Swinoop, and it's going to be the first KO of the match for the side of Revenant. So again, good start for them. Marcus being a bit too aggressive up there, and yeah, just a tiny bit too aggressive. Druglock is now bot lane. We have Dodrio top, so both junglers going for different lanes. He's going to pick up that bunny as well right here. Being quite happy for this up the Dodrio, getting more stacks in. And Crowley hitting level 4 now, evolving to the Braixen. And Meruem is going to look maybe for this Dragon Dance up bottom path. Nova just clearing the Atarias. And they're trying to keep this Larvitar in check, right? Let's make sure this Lavatar doesn't evolve too fast. They're gonna just dive it. Power Punch there into Meteor Mesh. And they're gonna just destroy this Lavatar. They can even look for some invades now. This could be bad for Marcus. This could be very, very bad for Marcus. They're very vulnerable early game. They only have a, like, Repeat Druglock is very weak. Curlier doesn't do all too much yet. Same for the Lavatar. And Revenant knows about it. They're gonna try to abuse it with their OP early game Pokemon, right? They have Lucario, they have the Slowbro, Dodrio, and Swinub. They're very, very OP early game Pokemon. Power Punch is gonna land, and so he's gonna fall again to the Meteor Mesh. That is what Revenant has to do right now. And they're abusing their early game as good as they can. This goal is already at 16. 64 points already scored by the side of Revenant. But they have to keep it up, of course. Late game of Marcus looks great, but their early game is getting abused, and that's exactly what they have to do. Mid Ataris are spawning as well. Revenant is going for it, and Lucario is already level 7.5. He is a level 7.5 Lucario. We just now have the Puberty evolution done for the side of Marcus, so he's 2.5 levels down. 2.5 levels. Best case scenario would be for Marcus is to Revenant to break top goal. That would put Marcus into a good position, but the Pupitar is getting chased down on top again. He's just gonna look for the attack weight stack, and he's gonna get taken down by Lucario once again. If I was Revenant, I would never break top goal right here. I would just try to KO them over and over again, invade the jungle, KO them again, invade jungle, and never break top goal if I was them, and just take all the farm and experience away from this Pupitar. We'll see if they do that maybe. And they can maybe go for a bot. I think breaking bot lane would be fine to have more pressure there, but I would not break top lane. Don't spawn those 3 NDDs for the side of the Pupitar. And keep taking away the jungle buffs as well. Because look at Snorri. He is struggling. He's just level 6 now. Piloswine's actually looking for it as well. Druglock back in the jungle, trying to pick it up. And Marcus already so far behind. Revenant's going to start doing this Regice. Can Marcus do anything about it? It doesn't look like it, but maybe we can seal it with a... No, the Psychic's not there. The Power Punch is perfect by Blizzard. And they're going to pick up this Regice, looking for this push. No, Lucario's just Unite moving to go in for some move speed, a bit better Power Punch. They're going to just destroy the Snorlax. They're going to score 30 points. They're going to score 11 and 40 maybe. Actually, they probably want the 27 to go in from the Slowbro, yeah. Just a bit more points. Slowbro's going to score. And make it a bigger overcap, 161 points. But no, I think this is a mistake. I do think this is a mistake, unless they can push Regieleki into the second base. We shall see. If they can make a second base push happen, pump some more Eos energy, I think it's fine. But besides that, I do think this is a mistake, getting the score done. Swifty also not successful in his NED. Of course, Marcus is a team that needs experience. So it all comes down to this Regieleki push. If they mess up this, and Piloswine is also getting taken down. If they make this push happen for the Regieleki, then it's fine. But it's always quite risky, right? You're pushing into a Gardevoir Unite move now. Dragapult is out already. A Dragapult, he does decent damage. So if they fail this Regieleki push, it's looking actually quite bad for Revenant in this early game now. Even though they have such a huge lead. And the Regieleki is almost down. There's a Blizzard. There's a nice Unite by Gardevoir. They're going to take Lucario down. Dragon Dance is getting a reset. Can he get away from the Dodrio? Looks like he can. He's stuck in a bad position. He's getting taken down. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Heavy Slam is going to land. Rex is dropping low. The Flame Charge might get him. The Mystifier is going to land. And double KO release for the Delphox. But I think it's still quite good for Marcus. Again, they have these LEDs spawning now for the rest of the match. And Revenant does have a huge point lead. But that could fade away also very, very fast. If you look experience-wise, they're pretty much the same. We have 2 level 10s on the side of Marcus. We have 3 level 10s on the side of Revenant. So the carries are all level 10. Torrenta's also very close to it. So they don't have too big of an experience lead anymore now. And that's what I mean when you like break the goal. It's getting difficult to farm experience. And now Dragapult is suddenly level 11 together with Lucario. And they're going to farm those NDDs every single minute. They're going to spawn, they're going to take them. And just build up an experience lead over time. But Revenant at least are going to get all the objectives. Of course, Marcus has a hard time moving for this Reggie. Nova has to defend top. But they're looking for push right here now. Can they get those 40 maybe in for the side of the Tyranitar? That would be huge. But Delphox is here. They know something is up. You have just Lucario only running the Regirock, and the rest of Revenant is rotating towards top path. And they might get Snorlax right here. He's running away. But he's on the wrong side of the map. The jump pad is not going to get activated. And he's going to fall to Crowley. Crowley has Mystifier Plus. He can just chase over and over again. But he gets stuck on the void with the Flame Charge there. He's going to get it eventually, right? Surely. Dodge the way from the Mystifier. But you can't dodge Flame Charge damage at least. And Crowley's going to get this kill. Eventually miss another Mystifier. But there we go. Snorlax is going to go down. But we have Fight on Bot breaking out. A lot of nets are being used. Lucario is going to finish off the Dragapult. Torrenta's outstripping super low. And Revenant just taking a teamfight win though. Okay, Marcus looking for the teamfight. Can't quite do it. And now there's some experience for the side of Revenant at least. That's what they need. They're gonna have another Regieleki up, and Crowley missing a fire there onto the Regieleki. So maybe not too practiced on this Dayfox, 40 points, try to go in for slow bro, but Dragapult is aware of it. And he's gonna start going for him, just zoning him away. Revenant still with a huge point lead, 220 points. So it is still looking great for Revenant, doesn't matter what. Dayfox Unite lands onto the goal, they need Tyranitar to defend this right now. And there he is though, there's Tyranitar, Snorlax Unite out's gonna zone. And they should be able to clear this Regieleki, but Revenant's looking for the spot lane push, which is very, very good. Dragapult is trying to defend it on its own. Lucario's dropping quite low. Can they get the Dragapult? And they do. It's going to be low points unless Snorlax makes it actually in time. He's going to start blocking them away. Someone of Marcos should recall right now. Gardevoir's recalling. Very, very nice done by the Snorlax. Dragapult buying enough time for the Snorlax to make it to base and jump bot lane. So good awareness by the side of Marcos still to make sure that Revenant doesn't get the spot push in. Mamoswine trying to defend top, but it's so difficult against this Tyranitar. He's going in again. And he's getting locked up by the Dragon Pulse, and he's gonna die through the shield. But Mystical Fire, Dayfox is here right now. Can he find those resets? He's looking for it. Yes, he's gonna hit the Mana Mystical Fire. Power Punch is there into close combat. Is Sally gonna miss? But they're still in the chase. Crowley has the Mystical Fire. He's actually dropping quite low. He's gonna die maybe right here. Yes! Tyranitar's gonna get this KO onto Dayfox, but Lucario at least is gonna also getting two with this team. Tyranitar's gonna fall. Blissey's gonna fall. And now Marcos, they have a level 13 Gardevoir though, so again, experience-wise, they're doing quite well, and that's what happens when you break the goals. Doesn't matter what, they could have probably bullied them a bit harder. Regirock's gonna go over to the side of Marcos. They get this Regirock for the last 2 minutes. But they also trade 1 for 1. Gardevoir is gonna go on, Dory's gonna go down, Mamoswine's gonna lock up, Dragapult, Blissey assistance is too late, and it's also gonna be wasted now. Bliss assistance completely wasted, Dragapult dies, doesn't matter what, and a Revenant can maybe just go for this Rayquaza right here. Power Punch is going to land into close combat. Snorlax has to jump away. Tyranitar's here. He's getting Slowbro Unite moved on top of that. Blissey Unite is still up again because Dragapult died. It didn't actually get wasted. Wow, it still went back to 90%. Now Tyranitar might just win this team fight. That's actually quite annoying. But no, he goes down. He goes down in the end. He can't find the KO. It actually got refunded somehow. I don't know how that happened, but that's illegal actually, I feel like. Looking for this KO. No, Revenant's gonna get 1, it's gonna get 2, but Doji's also gonna fall. Does Miriam have a reset? He does have a reset. Power Punch can get him out of his Dragon Dance. Yes, it does. Close combat is there. Blissey has to block the Power Punch, and he does successfully, so Miriam is on the run. This guy's not gonna be in range, and Marcos is gonna slowly go for this Rayquaza. Dayfox Mystical Firing over here. Gardevoir's dropping quite low. Trenders is back up, and Marcos is looking for this Rayquaza now. They're looking for it. Revenant does have Lucario up here with the Power Punch. He's going to use the X-Attack, so he's going to jump in with the close combat. He's going to try to get it, and he gets it! With the close combat X-Attack damage. Revenant is going to take this Rayquaza, and it looks like we're heading to another match. Oh my. Revenant's going to make it a 1-1. And we're going to head into a third match, guys. Heading into a third match. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? There we go. Another match is being started then. 521 points, now 11. So Revenant's going to take this win. In game number 3, we start with the draft. Dodrio being banned now. Okay, Marcos doesn't want to deal with the Dodrio. They do not want to deal with it. And they're going to first pick, I guess, Scyther. Most likely. There we go. Of course. Revenant, they did pick Eldegoss Snorlax earlier. Are they going to do it again? Or they just believe in Lucario now? I mean, he was doing great on Lucario last game. So they believe in it now. But picking it this early is quite questionable. No, the Mew instead. I like it. Securing this very strong Pokemon, very strong attacker. Actually, the strongest attacker in the game right now, Mew. Being secured with a Slowbro. Who actually plays... Does he actually play Rocky Helm? Is that actually a unironic Rocky Helm? On the side of Slowbro? I don't even know. Cura now blocking the Clefable. Making the return of the Clefable. No Blissey being picked yet. Rex going for the Snorlax. And now we have Lucario being locked in. With a Mamoswine. Going for the double defender lineup again. Do we just not see a support on Revenant one more time? I mean, not going a support just allows him to have so much more damage and be very aggressive, right? But, ooh, I would like to... They should probably pick it. Maybe a Sableye, honestly. And we have again the Gardevoir Glaceon returning for Marcos. A lot of damage. In that Psychic, the Glaceon Icy Wind also does just insane amounts of damage. Psychic reducing special defense. They'll actually be able to kill the Slowbro and the Mamoswine quite easily. Last pick might be Sylveon. Honestly, I'm surprised we haven't seen more Sylveon with Ice Hyper Voice either. And it looks like to be Hyper Voice. There's Double Glasses Focus Band. So high chance it's going to be Hyper Voice with that X speed as well. But yeah, Slowbro is actually running Rocky Helm. Yes, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think that is the correct choice, I'm going to be honest. Probably should be XP share at this point, or any other item, honestly. That Rocky Helm doesn't make any sense. I don't think so, at least. But yeah, he's believing in it. 6 with the Rocky Ham, Slowbro. No support again for the side of Revenant, just going no support comms. Very aggressive, low damage everywhere again. Slowbro does damage, Mamoswine, Mew, Lucario, Sylveon, just kind of 5 very high damage Pokemon up against a Snorlax, Clefable, who are pretty low damage Pokemon unless you go Draining Kiss. But then the Scyther, Glaceon, and Gardevoir is Marco's entire damage, and that is a lot. Scyther, Gardevoir, and Glaceon do a crazy amount of damage. They just have to make sure they don't lose early game this hard. So they're giving up on the Trenatar, which yeah, again, the Trenatar didn't look great today in any of the games you watched, right? Trenatar just didn't really do anything. Most of the games is just such a liability for 8 minutes, and then you just hope that he wins late game. It is so difficult to play around, you just might lose early game way too hard before Trenatar even becomes a real Pokemon. So, let's see if we can see some Rocky Helm being procced. I really don't know what it's supposed to do. But I mean, Slowbro is a Pokemon that lives a lot, right? So it takes a lot of damage, so Rocky Helm probably gets procced multiple times on it. But I don't know. I mean, it would be funny to see how much damage it actually does if you can like look at the item after a game and see how much damage it did, but it's obviously impossible. Lucario's already very aggressive there, taking the red buff. And he's going to try to dominate this top end path as much as he can. Meteor Mash goes through, pushes the bunny away from the Clefairy. Now Clefairy's going to die right here as well. That's the Sylveon strategy as well. Taking one blue buff. This is what Random Gaming or Nouns Esports used to do. And it's making its return here in India. I like it. So they take blue buff with Sylveon. And then just go to top path on level 4. To abuse that Hyper Voice power spike as early as they can. And just dominate top path now. Snorlax dropping low. Boost out attack is getting blocked by the Curlier. That is a comp that used to be played last year. The Sylveon with Hyper Voice. And I do think it's still quite good as well. I was surprised. I have not seen many more teams trying it out again. I feel like I could make a return next patch. With Urshifu, Scyther being banned, I feel like, or like being nerfed, Sylveon could make the comeback in this team comp. We might see it in the February Unite Championship qualifiers and tournament. Blizzard has to get away right here with the Power Punch. And who's going to take over for the jungle now of Revenant? No one is taking the bus right now, they're just kind of running around. And there we go, Sylveon's going to take the blue buff again, Lucario is going to take red buff, sharing it again. They don't have a dedicated jungle Pokemon. They just kind of share their jungle buffs. Which means they would not have a level, probably Night Move Pokemon though for the bottom fight. Actually no, Sylveon can get level 8 quite easily, right? So Sylveon does have Unite Move up, but it's not that impactful most of the time. Now back to top path, we have Lucario pushing in, he's going to score 16. No one is at top for Marcus because they're all mid for the Etarias. Which, again, if you can just score points, you don't have to go for mid Etarias, right? They're just going to score 16, 20 points, put themselves to 60, and it's much better than actually going for this mid fight. You might not even win anyway. Sky's going to start defending this goal right here. Swinub coming from the side, they're looking for the Snorlax. He has to Heavy Slam back out. Can they get him next? Hyper Voice could be the KO right here, but he can't quite connect it. But Lucario is going to get the Solo Bodo onto Scyther, gets the 1v1 KO, and he's going to score 17 more points, make it 77 for Revenant. Psychic unlocked with the Psyshock now for the side of the Curlier. And now the Atari has just disappeared to the Solar Beam. 15 seconds for bot objective to spawn. What were the bans? Urshifu and Dodrio were the bans. Urshifu and Dodrio. Reggie spawning on bot side. 22 go in for Revenant up top. And now they're going for this. They're going for this Reggie Rock, I think it was. I saw there. And Revenant can't really fight this. Can Revenant fight this? Reggie Rock is dropping low. Who's going to get it? It goes over to the left side. It goes on to Curlier. Blizzard is just staying top on Lucario looking for this. And Marco's going to pick up another KO also on the Scyther. Who's not level 9 yet, but he still makes to find the KO. Heavy Slam is going to go. A nice surf by Mew. Trying to buy time, but there's 5 members here down on Marcos looking for this push. Hyper Voice Sylveon is trying to defend it. Same with the Sky. Lucario Scyther is dropping super low. Heavy Slam is going to land again. And the Icy Wind is going to get Sylveon. Glaceon also using its own Unite move now. Lucario is here. He's going to look for the Power Punch, maybe on Snorlax. But the Heavy Slam is going to take down Mew. He dodges away from the close combat. He's stuck in the Sky, though. He might get taken down in the end. Yes, he's getting taken down by the Pillow Swine. But interesting team fight right here. The Regieleki does go in, but it doesn't really do anything. So might have been better for just the Lucario to be bot side for this fight. Because, I mean, Regieleki goes in, but ends up doing absolutely nothing. Ends up doing absolutely nothing at all. So, Scyther with the Unite move here is going to go for Lucario. And Marcus with much better early game now compared to last game. Without the Trenatar, they can actually fight back and also contest early game. Looking for top push now and a bot push at the same time. Snowy wants those 40 points to go in. Would be huge for the Scyther. He's going to start collecting it. I start capturing it. But Mamoswine actually has a passive where he reduces the goal speed or the scoring speed when that icy effect is on the goal. It's actually much harder to score against it. It takes much longer. And Lucario also makes a bait bot lane now to be here to defend. Power Punch being charged up. They're going to go for this NED. And topside, we have a Gardevoir though. Going for a KO right here. 1-for-1 is happening. 2 are down for the side of Revenant though. Gardevoir picking up 2 KOs. And, but Gardevoir also ends up falling down. But still good for Marcos. Winning a 2-for-1 in the mid fight, which we didn't see. Because we kind of zoned on bot lane right now. Swifty looking for this last hit right here. He can't quite get it. He is still one entire level away from his Unite move. No Mammoth Swine either yet. That is quite difficult. It's always either Pillow Swines or War Turtles who have a hard time evolving in these games sometimes. So Swifty looking in now. Heavy Slam is gonna miss everyone. Xixo also only level 7. So Marcus, dude, they have a big advantage right here. Close comment's gonna land. Lucario with the early Unite move. Scyther is there to explodes him with the Icy Wind Glaceon. But right side, Revenant is gonna get it with the Hyper Voice. But they all might die right here. Nova's gonna get picked off. Sylveon is down. They're gonna start diving the Slowbro now, who doesn't have Unite move yet. Double KO for the Glaceon. 1 KO for the Scyther. No, double KO for the Scyther. They actually get 4 KOs. They lose Reggie, but the 4 KOs are worth much more anyway, so they don't really care at all, sing a bit that they lost this Reggie. Would have obviously been better to get it as well, but if you get those 4 KOs, the experience is much greater for the side of Marcos. They have so much damage from this Gardevoir Glaceon team comp. They're also very squishy though, so they have to be careful. Very squishy, but lots of damage. Regieleki is being taken now for the side of Marcos, and Revenant have Unite moves up. They have Slowbro Unite. He's just walking in, looking for the Gardevoir is going to land, and it's going to get the Regieleki. And the Slowbro Unite is not going to be enough to lock down the Scyther, because they have no damage to follow up. Their damage healers are not even there. They take another outnumbered fight, and Revenant is falling apart. They're going to get this Regieleki in, and 27, Glaceon, nice, there we go, 27 and 50 go in, for the set of Marcos. Good overcap in the end. Took a bit for Glaceon to figure out he has to score, but he ends up doing it, and they get a nice overcap. Oh no, actually they failed. Did they fail? The Glaceon animation was too slow. Oh, it wasn't scored because it was too slow. And they lose 27 points there for the self Marcos. That is sad. That is very sad, but they're still in a good lead right now. 241 to 137 points. Let's see if that makes a difference. Every Pokemon has different score animation, so it can be quite difficult, but they could have just probably been a bit more patient. I mean, it took Glaceon too long to figure out that he can score. I felt like. Took him a bit too long, and then his team was just like, I'm gonna score now. Scyther's gonna get a KO right here, but he gets taken out by Lucario. That's very good for the Lucario player, getting some experience, getting close to level 13 for the Close Combat Plus. If they lose by 27 points now, yeah, it would be quite funny. We have another Reggie spawning. Revenant's looking for this top push, but Snorlax knows about it. He's aware that they could look for this while his team is going for the Reggie. Good defender awareness. You always have to defend goals, not just go somewhere S5, because you just... It's a macro game, right? You can't just go somewhere S5 and expect the enemy team not to do anything. Snorlax is aware. He's going to defend this top and path. And now we have another Reggie going over to the side of Marcos. And the Regis, so a lot of extra healing through this team fight. Mio's gonna look for a back cap on bot. He's sneaking around. Crowley looking maybe for a cap right here, but Glaceon is also holding the goal. And now Revenant might just be looking for this Rayquaza. They have a lot of damage. They can burst it down very fast. They have Lucario Unite as well. They have Mew Solar Beam or Electro Ball. Heavy Slam's not going to win, and Marcos is looking for this fight, which I think they should. They do not want... They're in a good position right now. I think they also have better team fighting, so they do not want anything to happen. Mew's going to score those points right here. He's going to get Psy-kicked. The Psy-shock is also hitting, but Mew's going to get away. For now, closing the gap a tiny bit. But again, Marcos in a good position right here. I think they have the better late game team comp for sure. Block is going to go into Slowbro. He's using the X-Speed. He's running in. He's going to lock down the Glaceon. Can they finish off Glaceon? The Body Bear's at here, but the Solar Beam from the Mew is huge. As I said, they're very squishy. And now Gardevoir's also exploding. All comes down to Scyther. What can the Scyther do? 3 are down for Revenant as well, though. 3 are down. Gardevoir still doing a lot of damage right there in this team fight. And Scyther's going to clean up the team fight for Team Marcos right here. Slowbro's respawning, though. Mew's also still alive, and Scyther's just going for it. Rayquaza dropping to half HP. It's going to come down to this Rayquaza right here in a 2v3 scenario. Can the Skite get it? Oh my god, that would be so... Solar Beam is there. It's going to fly through. Is it going to be Skite? Is it going to be the Heavy Slam, maybe? It's the Heavy Slam of Snorlax securing for Team Marcos. And they're going to run towards the right side now. Can they score, though? That's the question. Glaceon says his shield on. It's going to just delete Sylveon probably in the next Icy Wind. Levigo's going to jump forward. Icy Wind. Bam. Not enough damage, actually. I think he probably didn't crit right there. Looking to make it in. Snorlax is going to score 100 points. And Marcos are going to be undefeated. They take down Revenant with a 2-1. They're going to be on their way to maybe being the first seed. They have one more match next up week. I think I'm not sure against which team or against Seoul. They're going to fight next week against Seoul for the first place spot. And again, I'm telling you, the first place means you make it to the offline final instantly. So it's very important Marcos looking at the best team in India right now. It's going to be an amazing matchup next week. We have Soul up against Marcos for first place. That is going to be very entertaining. Those are the two best looking teams right now, next to Troopers as well, who did lose today. So we have the best matchup coming up next weekend to decide the first place here in India. And yeah, just doing some more stat petting right here. Marcos. Not sure who had this team on their list, but with their Gardevoir Glaceon, they take 2 wins against Revenant. Nice one. Yeah, next week is going to be very, very fun. Between Soul and Marcos. Soul, after winning against Troopers today, also in the run for it. 11 KOs and 8 assists on the Gardevoir. I want to see the damage as well. Scyther doing 10 KOs himself. And Revenant's comp not working out this time around. Marcos just had better early game. And were able to not get too far behind like last game, but they had the 3P, they had the Larvitar, right? They just got bullied so much having too many weak early game Pokemon. You just can't have so many weak early game Pokemon. This time with the Scyther, they're able to fight back and take a 807 to 209 victory. There's the damage, 115,000 on Gardevoir. Well played by Volk. Deserved victory there. But the last team fight looked very close, but he still got all his abilities out before he died.